had a situation with a player. It is Dimirti Payet.
Good afternoon, everyone. First things first, sorry for the delay in videos between Christmas and now. Simply because I've been feeling really under the weather. As of late, it's not going to be something I divulge in. Currently, I might make a video about my situation and what's wrong with me further on down the line. But today, I'm sorry for those of you who aren't sports fans, but I will be talking about two things today. They all sort of roll into one, really. The first being my current club, my club that I've loved for my whole life, really, West Ham United. And the second thing is a player that currently plays for West Ham United that you just saw, a player called Dimirti Payet. As you saw then, our manager has come out at a press conference and said we do have an issue with a player, and that player is Dimirti Payet. Unless you've been living under a rock, you would know what has been happening with Payet. He has refused to play for the club. He feels like, I don't know what it could be, maybe he just wants to move, but to me it feels like he thinks he's too big for the club. And I don't care whether you're Messi or Ronaldo or Ibrahimovic or Pogba, you are not under any circumstances bigger than the club you play for. It's as simple as that. If you don't want to play for your club, tell them and try and work something out. Maybe you want to stay and in a couple of months you'll feel that passion for whichever club you're playing for again. But not playing for a club that, in Payet's situation, has developed him so much in his career. We've given him, it has been said, last season we gave him the best season of his career. He got into the Ballon d'Or, he got into the FA's Team of the Year, he was categorised as a Player of the Year for the Euros for France. He got into France because of West Ham. Bearing in mind, at the start of last season, Didier Deschamps, the manager for France, I'll put his picture up here, did say that he doesn't want Dimirti Payet to play for France at all. And yet he was chosen for Europe and he played for France during a European competition. And it was quite a success for them. If it wasn't for Griezmann, he probably would have got the Player of the Year for the Euros. But I mean, the biggest thing out of this is the disrespect that he's had to West Ham. The manager, Slaven Bilic, the coaching staff, and the fans. Number one, the fans have done everything for Payet. The fans have loved Payet from day one. I've seen him play live, and he is an amazement to watch. A lot of people could have seen this coming, but a lot of West Ham fans, like myself, didn't believe it or didn't want to believe it. In my case, there was a situation, I think it was a couple of months ago, I can't remember what exactly it was, but Payet came out. That was it. It was his interview for a French magazine called RMC, I believe, on where he said that and I don't want to be quoted for this because I can't exactly remember, but he said when Arsenal thrashed us 5-1, he could do nothing but sit there and watch. You don't do that as a player that playing for your club that's getting beaten that badly. You will still put effort in. They might be amazing to watch and you might love them that much, but you can't just admit that you've sat there and watched. I mean, there has been situations where, like his goal against Middlesbrough, that was probably the highlight of him so far this season, if I'm honest with you, because he hasn't performed like he performed last year, and a lot of fans are quite blind to that fact that Payet hasn't been the player he was last season. It is difficult because as a West Ham fan, I did love Payet. I don't dislike him and I don't hate him for what he's doing, but I feel disrespected. I feel humiliated as a fan. I feel dishonoured, if you will, if I'm honest with you, because we gave Payet so much, like I said, the Ballon d'Or, the place in the French national team, after being told that the manager of that team doesn't want him to play.
The club, us, as I said so many times before, we don't want to sell him.
Bilic has said, as you saw then, West Ham as a club don't want to sell him. We've been quoted a few times now that we don't want to sell our best players, and quite frankly, Dimirti Payet is our best player. It's a simple fact. But going from being our best player to just not wanting to play for the club, that I can understand him, because we haven't been doing well. Our chairman hasn't kept to the promises of buying these record-breaking strikers and these record-breaking players that can score 20+ goals a season. The most we got was Andre Ayew, and even then he hasn't started properly for us. I mean, no disrespect to Ayew, I do like him as a player, because he does get committed, if I'm honest with you. But Payet as a player, he's phenomenal. I mean, I do believe now, when we first signed him and Arsene Wenger was linked to him in January, Arsene Wenger stated that Payet is an inconsistent player, and that is now coming to fruition. He's proving Arsene Wenger in the world of football right. He might have had a brilliant season, but at the end of it, if you're going to be inconsistent and not play for the clubs that have given you so much, then why do you deserve to play? I do and I don't disagree with Bilic. We shouldn't sell our best players, especially ones that are now coming through the youth academy, like Fletcher and Martinez and Fernandez, I think his name was. Yeah, that's it. We shouldn't sell players that we are developing ourselves. We shouldn't sell our best players. We shouldn't sell our committed players. But I think most of the tension and the form that West Ham are currently in is due to this Payet situation right now. I think, for the sake of the club, we should sell him. I'm not going to say in January, because in January we will get pennies for him, and who's to say that further on down, maybe in February, March time, that he does start playing well for the club. Then we will be regretting it. But I do want to say one thing. Please, West Ham, if you do watch this, do not sell Payet to another English football club. That will be our biggest mistake. I think, personally, if we was to sell him to a Chelsea or a Man United or even to an Arsenal, who I don't think will go in for him, I think it will come back to bite us. I wouldn't, like, obviously, as a fan, you're embarrassed to have your former player score against you. Swansea fans, I do sympathise when I scored that goal against you. But I don't believe that a player is bigger than a club, because a club has so much history and so much success compared to a player who only plays for about 10, maybe 15 years of their career and then goes on to retire at the end of it. Payet, I've always been a fan of Payet. Currently, I will admit, I was trying to be blind to the whole Payet situation right now, but there's just nothing you can do. If a player wants to go, then you let him go. If he does grow his commitment back out later on down the line, then great. That's absolutely fantastic. But I will say one thing, it might be a bit childish, but if we was to ever get back to Payet, and his form does increase in March or whatever, sell him in the summer next year, because there's no point keeping a player that doesn't want to play for the team. There is absolutely no point. And the friction that this must be causing in the training, because he's refused to train with the club, he's refused to play with the club. So what does that show for the players of the club? That shows that he doesn't want to play with them, that he's got no respect for them, that he doesn't have any sort of dignity towards them, and he doesn't really care at all about them or about the club that they are playing for and they are committed to. It gives you a whole new perspective of players like Gerrard and Lampard, and as much as I hate to say his name, and Mark Noble, definitely one of the top ones there, because Mark Noble has spent 15 to 16 years, his whole career with West Ham. We loaned him out. We showed early on in his career that we didn't want to commit to him until Alan Pardew come in and started playing him, and then he showed he's a West Ham fan, he's going to commit to the club, and I think he will, later on down the line, retire with West Ham.
Till he changed his attitude, he's out of the team. He ain't going to train with us, and I expect from him, because we ain't going to sell him.
Slaven Bilic, you are an absolute diamond in the rough, mate. Put him out to shame, because that's what you have to do with players like this. At the end of the day, if you go out onto a press conference when the players refuse to play for your club, you have to go out onto a press conference and you have to shame them. At the end of the day, it might look childish, yeah, but it's the right thing to do, because No player, like I said, no player is bigger than the club. And showing that Payet has no commitment to a club that's bought him so much, it isn't going to look good for the clubs that want to buy him. Yeah, there will be clubs out there that want to buy him for his performance of last season, but that goes to show, again, doesn't it, that he's just a one-season wonder. And just like we thought, just like with, well, Vardy's committed to Leicester, so I don't want to say his name. He might be out of form now, yeah, but Payet, he's disrespected the club so much. Don't sell him, but again, don't put him in the team, because until he shows his commitment and he shows his worth, again, play him. Because Bilic has proven now that he is not bigger than the club, and he never will be. He's not. He might think of himself as on the level of Ronaldo or Messi, but at the end of the day, if you're going to act like this and you're not going to show commitment to a club that brought you so much, like Messi in Barcelona, or Ronaldo in Real Madrid, they've shown commitment to their clubs. Yeah, their clubs might be the best in the world, and West Ham exactly aren't the best in England, but you know, we're a club with so much rich history and so many dedicated fans. Like all of our fans have said, at the end of the day, supporting West Ham is not about trophies or success. It's about being a member of a family and being passionate about something that you will go on to love forever. And you will want your family to be brought into it, and you know, it is a very, very difficult situation.
No whatsoever. It's not a money issue, nothing. We want to keep our best players, and I expect from him to come back and to show commitment and determination to the team, like the team had showed to him.
That last sentence there. We want him to show commitment to the team, like the team have shown commitment to him. And we've shown a lot of commitment to Payet. We have shown to Payet what it means to be a player for a club with such a dedication. We will find diamonds in the rough like Lanzini, and we will, I think now, we will put into trust Lanzini. We will bring Lanzini into the team. We will create a team around that jewel, that diamond in the rough that is Lanzini. As much as Bilic has said it, we have shown commitment to him, and I think it's not in that clip, but it is in a clip further on down. If you look at BBC or Sky Sports, he does say that West Ham as a team, as the management and as the fans have shown so much passion to the player, and he goes on and disrespects us like that. You know, at the end of the day, I want to hear what you guys think, so like and subscribe down below. Please share it out for all you other West Ham fans. If you're watching, thank you for taking your time out to watch my video today. Comment down below, what do you think of the Payet situation? Do you think it will get resolved? Do you think he will come back into terms with the club and play for us? Or do you think, you know, it's time to set up shop and get rid of him if he doesn't want to play for us? Get rid of him. You know, we loved Payet. It says it in the in this song. We've got Payet, Dimirti Payet. It's now going to turn into, if this keeps escalating, I can imagine that the Crystal Palace game, it's going to turn into we hate Payet, and that I don't want, because I did love Payet and I still will. But what he's done right now has been absolutely disrespectful. And Payet, if you're watching, please mate, just for the team and the fans, we've given you so much, and we want to love you, we do, but you have made it difficult for us, and for that you've broken our hearts. So guys, that's all I'm going to say for today. I will see you all in the next video. Please remember to like and subscribe and comment, and if you did love this video, please share it out there and get it into every West Ham fan, because at the end of the day we need to be this blunt with a player that isn't going to perform for us. Mr. Two Hat signing out, and I'll see you all in the next video.